University of West Florida, which is only 52 years old, seems to be haunted across its whole campus. Students, professors, and campus police claim the hauntings range from the Performing Arts Building to the library. Anywhere you go on campus, a ghost haunting can be said to have occurred. Murders, suicides, deaths, and strange trophy killings sent to a professor. Could these occurrences
I said yes. Oh my God.
be the cause for all the ghost activity? We're here to figure out if these hauntings are just rumor or if they really have a paranormal activity on this college campus. On this episode, we venture into the University of West Florida library on a search for the paranormal. It has been rumored that the third floor of the library is haunted by ghosts who make interactions with students in broad daylight. Students have reported hearing whispers coming from right behind them when they're sitting against a wall alone in the back of the library. We spoke with a student, an employee in the archive, and she told us about her strange and terrifying experience.
The other day, I went up and sat down, and one of my pens just shot out of the container and landed in front of me. And I was like, what? And the spring might have broken in it, I think, but it just, right at that moment, I said,
Things get even creepier with the reports of the girls' bathroom on the third floor. It's been said that sometimes when a girl goes into the bathroom, while inside the stall, girls have heard the door open, footsteps walk across the restroom floor, and a faucet then running. If student reports aren't enough to convince us this library is truly haunted, campus police have stated some kind of paranormal activity is taking place in the library. There have been reports of books falling off shelves and no explanation for a book of that weight to just randomly fall. Some officers are so convinced that a ghost lives in the library that they refuse to enter it at night after it closes. We went to the police station and spoke to Sergeant Stephen Barlow, who told us about his paranormal experience.
And we were telling ghost stories, different stuff we had heard and everything. And we were probably there about 30 minutes, sitting on the at the information desk on the first floor. And I looked over. My friend's name was Mike. I said, Mike, I've heard a lot of stuff around here that, different people have seen stuff or heard stuff, and I haven't seen or heard anything out here that would make me think that there would be a ghost. And just as soon as I said that, a book fell off the shelf around the corner of us, say about 30 feet. And, we were the only ones in there. So, that's the only...
Students and police officers have told their stories, and the rumors have been spread across campus about the haunted library. Even library employees claim the library is haunted, and many had their own paranormal experiences.
Anybody. So we looked at each other and we're like, So I go out again, and now somebody's laughing.
And this is the third floor.
Yes,
wow.
the same thing. The same area. We just went out of that stairwell. So we're like, we missed something. We had to. So I went back to the fourth floor, and my student said, well, I'm not walking around on this third floor by myself. Because at that point, so I told her, well, it may take us longer to close tonight, but let's just go back. So we're listening on the fourth floor, because that one goes only to the fourth floor, nothing. So we come back down to the third floor, and so we didn't hear anything. So I kind of, went around again, and I'm like, okay, this is not funny, I'm gonna call the police, that's what I said. Nothing. So we go back to the stairwell, and we did the same thing on the second floor, and then we didn't hear anything else anymore. So I want to say a few nights.
After a few extensive research and interviews, it seemed as if a haunted library could be possible. Even though there have never been any deaths or traumatic occurrences in the library, it appears as if ghosts have made their home among the bookshelves. We enter the library in broad daylight, and by the time we reach the third story, the ghost activity is being revealed.
Are any of you upset at the fact that some of your belongings, thoughts of your loved ones are inside this room and have been kind of kept from you? Did you guys hear that? It's like some really, really low voices. That is,
Like whispers.
yeah, it's almost like they I hope we got that. I hope we recorded that. That was great.
Children's books.
If we get children's ghosts, it's supposed to be like evil or something like that. Okay.
Are there any children attached to these books?
Are there any kids that are upset that somebody touched your stuff? Somebody took your book and put it on their shelf?
What about your clothing? Your uniforms are here. Are you angry about that?
Alright guys. Let's pack it on up.
Okie dokie. Oh, the GoPro. No, it was fine in there. And then once you guys started
Did you commit suicide in this bathroom?
Oh, I said yes. Oh my god. It said yes.
Do you like UWF?
Do you have some unfinished business at UWF? Are you trying to scare people into leaving?
Did you get bullied at UWF?
It sounded like it said something. When you said
That was the
bully.
only thing, something like that.
There was somebody at UWF who was bullied for being gay. Was that you?
There we go, sweet thought.
Did you want to get back at all the girls who bullied you? Is that why you're in this bathroom?
Here, what if we all go in this bathroom?
In your throat, throwing voices at me.
The old Whitmire Cemetery in Pensacola, Florida, has become the haunting ground for many ghosts due to the gruesome events that have occurred within the gates. The owner of the cemetery is certain that these grounds are the home to many earthbound spirits.
And then she took one right after and it was gone. So
Neighbors who live around the cemetery have ghost stories and report eerie things going on in the cemetery. Graves within this cemetery date all the way back to 1830, creating the perfect environment for some old souls searching for revenge or unanswered questions. Cemetery ghouls, racial disputes, and Indian burial grounds accumulate to create a cemetery where the ghosts are active. On this episode of Paranormal Operations, We enter into the cemetery to find our own evidence of these many ghosts. Back in the 1950s, West Florida was dealing with a real-life ghost story that didn't involve a ghost at all. On February 23, 1958, a ferry pass woman was visiting Whitmire and saw that a coffin of a young girl was open. Although there was no evidence of sexual molestation, rumors quickly spread across Pensacola that this Whitmire ghoul was a necrophiliac. The cemetery is so old that it is divided into a black and white half.
Yeah, it's two separate cemeteries. We just refer to that one as the north, and this one is the south, so it's not sound, too.
The Whitmire Cemetery is said to be the home of Ku Klux Klan lynching, and these violent acts are proven to lead to a haunting. Indian tribes also held sacred religious ceremonies within the cemetery. Their chants and beliefs in the supernatural might be what is fueling the ghosts. We take our equipment and enter the cemetery late at night to gather our own evidence and have some physical interactions with the ghosts among the graves.
Are you mad that your skin color is different from everyone else?
Do you want us to leave this area of babies? Babies?
I heard your grave got dug up. How do you feel about that? Do you want us to leave? Yep. You know what? Yep, yep, it's a...
Pensacola, the oldest European establishment in the United States. Its old age has made it home to many haunted grounds. The Pensacola Historic District has been written about in the book Haunted Pensacola, explored by ghost hunters, and claims a great history of being haunted by the supernatural. The Parish Schoolhouse, the destination we will venture into during this episode, is our ghost hunting destination. After the University of West Florida took ownership over the historic district, ghost stories began to spread across the Pensacola area. Children once inhabited these walls where they received a strict Catholic education. At one point, the building housed soldiers, and remains of what once used to be the soldiers' kitchen are still attached to the building. Have the soldiers' souls remained within the walls of these structures? UWF employees who work within the district have reported paranormal activity occurring within the parish schoolhouse.
You know, you would hear somebody walking up and down the stairs.
Really?
So you'd be down the front room working on a drawing or something, and you could hear the hand going up and down the banister.
Oh, that's
spooky. And the other thing is that you would get the smell. It wasn't like a sewer smell, but it was still a bad smell. And if you yelled, "Go away," it would go.
Oh, that is so strange.
So that only happened a couple of times, but then usually I left about that point too, because I didn't want to be there by myself anymore. That was really the only two things that we would encounter. Upstairs in that back bedroom, or that back room, our boss at the time would come over and stay and spend the night. He worked in Tallahassee.
As transforming this historic district into a hit tourist attraction awakened the ghosts within the walls of these buildings. The ghosts of the children that were once educated in the church school are now actively haunting it. Have their spirits been left behind for some reason? We venture into the parish schoolhouse to reveal the truth behind the Pensacola historic hauntings.
Was this your schoolhouse? We have a flashlight right there if you want to play with it.
Are there any spirits here I'm talking. That's what he said. Alright, who's talking? Who's here? Are you a soldier? Or are you a child from the school? Are you a teacher? Keep talking to us. If there are any spirits here, please. 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 Please talk to this box for us. Say something and talk to this box. That's scary.
Are we here?